just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Hang on. And there we go.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 603 Mini Cup Racing Podcast. Before we get started tonight, I want to put out there that we had just lost a couple good people. One is my grandmother, who had passed away at the beginning of the week. And, yeah, it's just going to be a tough week for us, and just, make sure you rest in peace. But anyway, tonight we have some new people with us. We got Chris Jones. He's going to be driving the 33 Rigid. Paul Sipe. We got his first win last weekend at Midnight at Claremont Motorsports Park. Jason Faulkner, the driver of the 51 car. This week's Suspended Series winner, Hayden Kingsley in the 29NH. Jason Romprey, who's driving my number 7 car. Yeah, everybody heard me right. Number 7. Because Kaylee's driving the number 1 now.
Yep.
I'm your host, Peter Ravy, and then my son Jacob is the co-host. So how is everybody tonight?
Excellent.
Doing good.
Doing good. Day.
Doing good.
Not bad.
Real good.
So let's start off with Paul. How was Claremont for you?
Claremont was great. Take whatever I can get. I guess we were the only car that made it onto the track, and I guess there's something to be said for that. I'll take the points however I can get them.
Races the one in the garage.
It's gonna make
Absolutely.
it a little harder. I guess going into the season, points was not really something that was that serious on my mind, and now all of a sudden I say, well, if I can just defend it and do a good job of holding them off, maybe I can actually have a chance at this. So I figure I might as well give it a run. I'm planning on running all 14 races anyway. So
Awesome.
yeah, we'll take the start, and then I had the whole experience of team owner and having to watch my other car get pushed off the track by the tow truck several different times, and then my car broke during the actual main event.
What happened to yours?
So it turns out both cars, we had a chain problem on the 5 car first and got that resolved, but then his clutch seemed like it gave up when he went to leave the pits to do the feature.
Mhm.
And then my clutch seemed like that's what gave up during the feature. All of a sudden I was free spinning and thought I blew my clutch up, but it turns out we had an installation issue on our clutches. Our keyways weren't quite done correctly on the clutch keyway, and so both clutches are actually fine, which is a great thing. Because I was really frustrated that there was a lot of debate between a $200 clutch and a $350 or $400 clutch.
Right.
At the
They're worth every
beginning of
penny.
buying them all.
Well, they
But
are
we
worth
went
every
with the
penny, but
$200 clutches.
It's just budget
mini cup
racing.
clutches, and
Yeah.
that's really frustrating. If it only lasts one race, I was going to be really annoyed
Right,
if I
yeah.
wrecked it after
Now,
one
Paul,
race.
what
But
what
that's
kind
not
of
the
clutch
case.
are you running? Are you running a drum clutch?
Yeah, drum clutch, mini cup,
Okay,
drum
so
clutch. Yeah.
what you need to do is
Star.
put a short keyway in there. Make sure it's on the end of the thing, and then make sure it's in there so that when you put your set screw in, it cannot back out.
Yeah, right. Josh understands what went wrong, and 2 different guys actually put them together, and both made the same mistake when they put both the cars together.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the same person that made the same mistake. So, but now they understand how
Good.
It's racing.
supposed to
It's
be.
learning.
Yeah, right. And we are learning. That's
Yep.
the thing.
Yep.
Like, as a team, and my guys did a great job of like trying to keep that 5 car going out on the track, and they didn't give up all day. They kept fixing it and trying to put it back on the track. It didn't work out, and that sucks for Rich, who was driving it. I was really looking forward to him getting on track, and that's going to help inspire those guys to get those cars finished up and running
Right.
good, is getting on track and
Yeah, it was-
having the fun of it all.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a long day.
Yeah, right.
8
And they
o'clock in the
worked
morning
real
till 8
hard.
o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'll let somebody
the
else
hour
talk
and,
for a
the
while.
hour and a
I
half.
got a question.
The hour and a half rain delay didn't help.
Right, right.
I got a question for Paul. Are you? You're from Connecticut?
No, actually,
You-
no. I grew up I was born in Derry, and I grew up
Oh,
in
so you're in the
Hollis.
local area.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All
I
right.
just was working down there today.
Oh, okay.
A lot of my business is down there. They're
Okay.
custom
All right.
doors and windows.
I was gonna-
and hardware.
okay. All right.
Awesome. So, Mr. Kingsley. what were you thinking when you were on the track and, thinking that you're going to win your first mini cup race?
Well, honestly, when I was on the track, I was thinking Kendall was a couple inches behind me. I was pretty worried about him. Kendall and Romphrey are normally like knocking on my door last 5 laps. Somebody shoots under me. But I don't know. I wasn't really expecting to win that day. Didn't get to practice at Hudson either of the weekends. Rain delay didn't really help one of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, wasn't really expecting to win, but
You were fast.
Yeah, you were
So
fast.
Oh, yeah.
You had about a quarter of a track lead on everybody.
I think I was
So-
4 laps in, and that kid went cruising by me so fast, I felt like I was standing still. Jesus.
Yeah, your car is going to be reckoned to, be up front all season.
yeah,
Oh,
we tried a little bit
absolutely.
of a different setup this year. It seemed to like stick good, so
And
Yeah.
it helps to listen to Ken, too,
yeah,
huh?
Ken knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he
Kenny, my
does.
grandfather.
I agree, absolutely. So what do you think of the new car?
I like it. Got a couple of bugs to work out,
Yeah.
Like I was telling these guys earlier.
You were fast.
You
though.
brought it to the racetrack, and
Yeah.
I
All
waited,
blind.
and I threw 15 pounds of lead in it, and we went out there, and of course I had to be the only idiot that brought out the caution all day. I spun in practice, trying to way overdrive the car, but just once we got going, and they said features only, I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't be a meathead.
I think
Just
that,
drive it
that's
like
the
you would drive
first.
anything else.
That's the first time that car has seen the track in, I believe, almost 5 or 6 years.
The guys you bought it from Brian Martin, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
And
They bought it from somebody bought it from Brian Martin, and then I think they bought it from, or did they buy it? I don't remember.
well, either way, Brian's
Right.
kid has been running
Open wheel modifieds now.
open wheel. He's running open wheel modifieds now. He's been running 6-shooters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Working his way up like any kid should.
Right.
But I mean that was always a good car.
Yeah, it was. Yep. And then we got a new driver sitting over there in the corner.
Yep.
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 Gonna be a little different than driving a regular car, huh?
Yeah, it should be. Should be a little bit different.
Don't lift.
Yeah.
Just
don't
don't lift.
Yeah.
If you start bouncing, just make sure you keep your mouth closed so your teeth stay in your mouth.
Well, what's left of it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, he's going to be driving the number 33 Rigid. We'll have that ready for Monadnock. Rumor has it that we've seen on Facebook that Riverside Speedway is being repaved. So that's going to be a lot faster. And,
A little loose.
yeah, we'll see how
We'll
it
see
goes.
we'll see how it goes.
I like it. I like it when they repave them because
Yeah.
I mean I did decent at Monadnock, and then they repaved it, and I went out there in one of Josh's cars and completely spanked them guys, and I'm like, oh boy, this is nice. First time we went there, I hit that bump coming out of 3 and 4, and I spun out, and I'm like, oh
Well,
god, here we go.
this
I'm
is
gonna
what
wreck
I-
the car in practice.
This is what I heard about Monadnock. They actually, it wasn't iRacing, but it was a company that has the same software as iRacing.
Yeah.
They scanned that track, Monadnock, and they basically, when they repaved it, they kept the same characteristics. So you still have some
Well,
bumps
there
and
is
stuff
it,
like
it,
that.
It is still a little
This is
rough.
what I was hearing this through, I forget what, it was on YouTube somewhere, and it was like, wow, I mean, how do you really keep a character, how do you
Mm.
keep that?
But
And
I
then
mean, that bump was
explained
so
it.
big that if you hit that and you were turning the wheel when you hit that, you were going around.
Now, are they going to bring it right down to dirt, or are they just going to mill it? And then pave
They'll
over that?
probably mill it and then pave it over.
Is that what they did with Monadnock?
Yep.
Oh,
As far as I know, that's what they did with Monadnock.
So, Jacob,
Yeah.
tell us what happened.
So pretty much got there. The car wouldn't fire. Then we got the car to fire. Come to find out, I had a fuel issue due to a small little part. And now, since the car's been home, I've worked on it, and it's up and running. Fires right up.
Yeah, how fast were you in the second practice?
Oh, the car was on rails.
Yeah, I know you passed Kendall on the outside like he was sitting still.
And I can't thank Jason Romphrey enough for helping me.
Not a problem.
If it wasn't for him, my car wouldn't be where it's at today.
Everybody who's part of this series is there to help everybody.
That's one
You
of
know,
the
we're a big
missions.
racing family.
That's one of the, and that me and Peter talked about it. That is one of the missions that we had, and it's rated. Was we're gonna unite. We're all gonna be there for one another. something breaks.
Right.
Something breaks on Paul's car. There's gonna be 5 guys over there.
Yeah,
You
no,
know, we
everybody
will-
was really helpful
That's
on
what-
Saturday, like loaning us tools and
Yeah.
jumping in, offering advice and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
real
that's what we
helpful.
do.
Yeah, I know
Right.
Josh come over asking me for a pop rivet gun, and I hand him my Milwaukee one. And he's like, "Holy shit, you don't fool around, do you?"
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's really nice because we do show up at the
Yeah.
track with not knowing what we need yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It takes time.
And forgetting things that we did know that we needed. Even we're like,
happens.
oh shit, ratchet set would have been nice. That was pretty stupid. I left that sitting in the garage, but yeah. So I mean, it was really great to have all you guys there, jumping in and offering stuff when we needed it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Super
Absolutely.
helpful.
That's what we're there for.
Much
We're there to have
appreciated,
fun,
too.
and and the first race of the year was absolutely, amazing. We only had one caution, but other than that,
Yeah, but it was
That's when my right rear tire slid in
it
too.
was during practice,
yeah.
so it doesn't count.
And it's always
Yeah, we had
it's
we had
all
a lot of almost cautions. though.
Yeah.
it's
He
always
didn't almost get into the wall coming out of turn 4.
it's always
Well,
A little sketchy.
I almost went up too far into him because I didn't know he was coming through the first time he came
I was
through. I
sitting up-
really wasn't expecting him like 4 laps in and coming up behind me.
I was
already,
sitting up at
so.
the tower and where they do all the announcing and everything, and he hands me the mic and the headphones. And he's like, "I'm like, what's this?" He goes, "You can announce it." I'm like, "No, I'm good, thanks." I don't want to announce it. You announce it. But I might actually join him the next time we go to Monadnock, and
Yeah.
we'll talk. It's on Race Day TV. I don't know if anybody's seen
Yeah, I
on
didn't
Facebook,
quite check that.
but we did post a video on why I'm retired.
retired or retarded.
Both.
Both.
But yeah, it just that was the first time I've ever seen a video of me on Hudson on my retirement race, and that was
It wasn't your
joke.
fault.
Nope.
So,
But you cleared
I'm
it.
actually shocked that I found it.
But yeah, I mean, so at Claremont Motorsports Park, let me give you a rundown on how we did. There was no heat due to rain, so we just took a heat lineup for everybody, drew their chips, and we started the feature that way. So the feature finish, I'm gonna do it before any disqualifications and stuff. So the feature finish, the winner is Hayden Kingsley. The 7 car is Jason Rompery. 13 is Kendall Whitehill. The 1 was Kaylee Rompery. The 21 was Liam McAdam. The 36 is Edward Owen. The 24, Paul Sipe. The 54, Jacob didn't start. The 41 is William Elliott. He didn't start. And then the 5 car, which is Richard Hubie, didn't start. So
41 started.
no, he didn't. Not in the feature. He was out there for practice.
Blew up in front of
Okay, so I'm gonna put him in front of the 54. But as of after the finishes and after tech and everything else, Hayden Kingsley kept the win. Jason Rompery came in second. Kendall Whitehill is your top 3. 4th is Kaylee Rompery. 5th is Edward Owen, and then it was the 24 Paul Sipe. And then we'll do the 41, which is William Elliott. Then we'll do the 21 that get disqualified for missing tech and being underweight. Jacob in the 54, and the 5 Richard Hubie did not start. But other than that,
Next time.
yep. And then the
But
points have been
congratulations
posted.
to everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
did a great job this week, and we
I'm
all
proud of this
left
kid.
there with our cars not
'Cause-
cracked up, so that was good.
Well, the
Exactly.
last time that we raced there, Hayden got into a wreck and ended his night. So it's kind of good that second
Yeah,
time
see?
he's
we
been
made it
there.
out alive.
Second time he's been there, and
Yeah.
he won the race. So.
It was going good the first time too. That lap car just really, and
Yeah, no, we're scary out there, right? When you're coming up behind us and
Not really.
wondering if
Is-
we see you.
The only thing that freaks me out is if I don't think you're gonna if you guys hold your line, I'm fine because
Yeah.
I know where I'm gonna go.
That's also a flagman thing too. You need to
Oh,
Yeah,
and I
but-
got to get better at using my mirror and knowing who's coming behind me how soon. Like I just had no idea. That
you
he'd
get a
be
good
coming
warning
that soon.
behind-
I don't even really think
I'm
you
sure
need
you
to.
know exactly when you went by me, and I.
I don't even
almost
think you
squeezed
really
up
need to
into the
use
wall.
your mirror as much. Just like
No, it just the
Hold
mirror
your
is
line.
just for getting into the turn to make
Right.
sure that nobody's underneath you.
Well, but it's also does give me a little heads up when cars are coming from behind.
right.
For sure.
You'll hear them
Like, I
coming
see 'em.
up.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
I
Well,
am
say
coming
that,
up,
but
like,
he blew by me,
I-
and
I've
I
been in
had no
this-
idea
I
he was
am
coming,
coming up.
so
I've been in these cars for 6 years, and I hear them every time.
yeah.
Well, the
So-
problem with that, Jay, though, is now we got the receivers in our
Yeah.
ears.
yeah, I don't hear
Right.
other cars.
You know,
coming up
so
next
it's
to me.
like having a set of earplugs
Right.
in, and with a set of earplugs in and your helmet on.
Well, this year, yes, but
Yeah.
previous years we
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, no, that is true.
Yeah, it's going to be a big difference because they're, every track wants us to have them now. So,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. Just use your mirror when you go into the corner, make sure nobody's there, and run your race. If the slower cars, if you know you're slow, just stay low. Let everybody else go around
Yeah,
you.
that rhymes.
So,
and like we said in the driver's
And you don't
call,
have to be that low.
right.
once you're a lap down, just stay to the inside, and
Yep.
guys will drive around you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Just-
so keep that in mind. Stay low.
That's how it was in
But
the
not
six-shooter.
too low, because it's really effing bumpy down there. That's the thing. Yeah.
I
In the
mean,
rigid car, you guys all say stay low, but if I go too low, I have no control of my car. No
Oh
more.
yeah, believe me, that's
Like,
what
Jesus.
spun me out in the practice. I
Yeah.
drove it into one, and then I ducked down into two,
Yeah,
and I'm
those
like,
bumps down low
I
are
was already
treacherous.
loose, and I hit that bump, and I went woohoo, and I
Yeah.
went,
Yeah,
oh,
right in front
God.
of Jacob
Stay
too.
in
He's
the
on
Jake
the
and
whole
Kendall
thing.
were right
That's
behind
where
me,
you
and I'm
wanna
going,
stay,
oh God, this is not
Yeah,
gonna.
and then that's when my right rear tire slid in.
Yeah. Yeah, because I thought he blew up, but it was
Probably a
his
good
right
thing
tire.
that happened, Jake, because it probably made the car tight. And you pushed up the racetrack.
Yeah, that's a good call. But yeah, I thought when I saw the smoke coming out of my son's car, I thought he blew up. I honestly thought he blew up. But when he came in, he said his tire slid over, and I'm like, oh.
And then the fire department showed up.
Yeah, the fire department showed up.
I think they have to once they see the smoke.
But
What, they follow you back to the pits or something?
Oh no,
he already had that car basically all back together before they came over. So I told him to put on like 3 or 4 more lock collars on one side so it can't slide in anymore.
Yeah,
Like
right.
you had that problem a couple times last year too, didn't you?
once or twice.
Yeah. I thought you had it once or twice last year.
That means it's time to get new lock collars, Jake. That means the
I
keyway
actually gave him
section
new
is
ones.
wore out.
I actually gave him brand new ones.
You put in between.
But yeah, the next race is at Monadnock Speedway. We're looking we're gonna have double the cars at Monadnock than we had at Claremont. So
I'm
We're
not
looking at
starting
almost
in the
20
back
cars.
this week. I can
Nope,
tell you
you
that.
are. You start dead last in the heat.
I like starting in the back.
Is this a night race?
Monadnock?
It's a Saturday, but I'm not sure if it's a
I'm
day or
not
a night.
sure.
You might want to.
We'll post it.
Kind of, yeah. You
Yeah,
can
well,
post
it's not
that.
until May 17th anyway, so we got plenty of time.
I
So-
think the gates open at 9.
AM?
Yeah,
That's a day race.
I think so.
Because kids are still in school and everything until then.
It's on,
Oh,
it's on
yeah.
a Saturday though,
Yeah.
so. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still early in the season. They don't like to start doing night races till it gets warm at night.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
think
true.
like mid-June, July, you start seeing more night races.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey.
this Sunday at Lee USA Speedway is their opening night. We will be set up there with our booth. Come on by and check it out, say hi, and go watch some awesome racing. John Espinet's been working really hard at Lee USA Speedway, and it's just going to be the first race for the Gamble is this Sunday, not Friday, Sunday, because usually Lee runs on Sundays.
Well,
Right.
usually Hudson
What's that?
runs on Sunday
I'm
too.
just sitting here.
Yeah, Lee is usually a Friday night.
Fridays
so-
or Saturday.
With your car?
Weren't you gonna ask me?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I'm sitting in the
Let's get into
corner
it.
saying nothing.
I was getting to it.
Okay, all right. Well, do what you gotta do. So.
So, no, I actually wanted. After I was talking about Lee USA Speedway, I was going to be asking you. So,
Oh,
go ahead.
okay. No.
What's
Continue
up
with your.
No, I'm
with
already
Lee.
done. What's up with your car?
With my car?
Yep.
Just got the trailer back. It was up in New Hampton, so there was still a lot of snow up there. So got it all apart this week. Well, took the body off. I said to myself, I'm not going to take the body off. There's no way to take the body off. The body hasn't been off all year. There's nothing wrong with the car. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, after assessing the rear axle, it shifted over to the opposite side about, 3 to 4 inches. So it started with that. Started taking that all apart. Checked every, and then from there I just went down my checklist, which is about 3.5 pages long, of every nut and bolt, and change the spring rates, stuff like that. And we're definitely going to be ready for the 17th.
Awesome.
I do have the second race of Hudson. We're going to have my niece, Graceland, drive my car. The first race at Hudson, I'm going to drive. She will be there. Just to, we're going to observe everything and this and that. While she's there, we're gonna fit her in. We're gonna fit her in, make sure the pedals. I'm gonna measure for her pedals and stuff like that. And then we're gonna scale her out and see how much we gotta add.
What
definitely.
number is she gonna be?
Huh?
What number?
Probably 51X or something. I'm not changing that. So, unless I get that other body.
51G.
Yeah, we can do something like that. I don't know the alphabet, so. No, but yeah, now we're doing all the electrical in it. Now we're redoing everything. Everything's all, gummy.
Mhm.
So the car was built. I actually just found, and a lot of people can't find them on an actual like an MMI chassis or an NC chassis, but I found on my chassis what it is, who made it, and the year,
Oh, nice.
and how many and what number it came off the line. All right, my car's a 2014.
Mm.
It's an Avenger, which is a clone chassis made by Ultimate Motorsports, which are no longer around, obviously. And it was the 34th one of that year that was built off. Now, with that car, it's a lot different. It is tubular, but it's not. It has. It's the roll cage and everything is all tubular, all the way down to the actual lower part of the frames. They basically just boxed it, basically, and that's
Lead rails.
Yeah.
rub
lead
rails.
rails,
Yeah,
yeah.
lead rails. And pretty much, if you go out to Kinetic and see their chassis, it's the same car. But so that's about it. I'm just taking all the R&D stuff off the car now. We're adding some cooling things to the car. I got a cool box. I'm installing.
Yeah, let me know how that works. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna go to the new. I've got a brand new fire suit. So it connects to the fire suit up into the helmet. Because sometimes, I see Mr. Rompery over there with his hatch going like this, like he's,
Hey, when you get to be my age,
You're
hot flashes.
well, your
Come
AARP card's in the mail, right?
Pretty
Isn't it?
close. Yeah, it's pretty
gets hot
it's pretty
quick in those
bad
cars.
when you go to Dunkin' Donuts and they
156
give you the
last year.
senior discount.
You can
Just-
tell on a hot day,
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah.
roasted in there.
And yeah, so I'm gonna add that. I'm adding some natural air into the car, but it's not gonna actually go into the car. It's gonna actually be on top,
Mhm.
where your deck lid. Because on my deck lid there's a hole about that big. I'm just to cool those motors, because
Right.
if it's as hot as it was going to be last year and people were blowing up left and right last year, I don't want to be one of those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I said, but this year is going to be a totally different year for me.
Crash it up, go for the jump at Riverside. He's already tried that. Jay's already tried that.
Oh, Chris. Oh, this time I will if it blows up, because I gave you third place. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, you're welcome, Chris. But yeah. So I know there's a lot of new guys out there racing,
yeah.
and
And we're looking at almost 20 to 25 cars at Monadnock.
that's going to be a good race, and that's one of the races I have that I'm looking forward to, because it's a fast track, it's high banked, and stuff like
What do you think
that.
about Lee?
Lee, me and Rompery ran Lee, and he could probably vouch for what I'm going to say. If you're not in that draft, you're going to the back. See you later.
Yep.
And I believe we were hitting speeds over
Almost 100. We
100.
were like 98 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. and I just gotta stay off the rumble strips this
Yeah,
time.
I'll tell you what, that place is a little scary. I mean, I grew up there watching my dad and them guys, and then when I first got in one of these cars and we went there, I come out at 4 and I looked at that wall and I'm like, holy fuck, this is gonna hurt if I hit that.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's when you come out like, okay, Claremont last year, the last race, when I was right behind Kendall and I had one chance to pass him to go to get that win, and I got so close to the wall, I saw the texture, and I'm going,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
hell no,
it's
this
not
is
worth
not
it.
my car. This
Yeah,
ain't my.
It's well, either way,
worth it.
it's still not worth it.
No,
'cause
I
then
backed.
You
Yeah,
gotta,
I
then you gotta
backed
fix
out.
a wrecked race car and you might get hurt.
Well, last
And we
year,
all have to go to work on Monday.
Well, what about you in the pit entrance at Claremont? Or the track entrance?
Who, me?
Rompre. Yeah, you.
Oh yeah, yeah. The first time I'd ever gone to Claremont, I hit the wall right in the middle of 3 and 4. I bounced off that and just barely missed the end of the wall, coming onto the racetrack and hit the front stretch wall, and I pretty much almost destroyed the car. Derek's
Jared's
car.
car.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, hold on. Let me. Let's get back to that era with you and the 3JR or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You and I'm going to tell you a little something about Rompre here. He hit everything. He hit everybody. He freaking slammed into me. I hated
Fucking
this
right I
guy.
did.
I hated
Hey,
this
you
guy.
almost rolled the 11 car up at LSD.
Yeah, that was me.
I was going to the front one way or another.
Let me tell you
And
something.
guess what?
At
I went to
LS
the front every time.
Except for LST, where I almost wound up on
And
my
that's
lid.
my car that
You
he
were
almost
in the way,
rolled.
damn it.
No, I went low to go buy you and Busta, and then you guys collected me. And that's when I spun almost.
And
on
let
my
me
lid,
tell you
that's when
something.
guys had to pull me
I
out of
could
my car.
not stand. There was another time, and I don't know if you remember this.
Oh, it was probably at
No. This was at Londonderry when.
I had started in the back. It was the last race of the season, and I just bowled my way right up through the middle.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
you also rolled the
No, I
three.
was-
You also rolled the car in the corner too,
Well,
and 1 and 2, and then that's when we called it Rompre's
Shut
corner.
up,
Well,
Jake.
this thing's not working.
Yes, it is.
Is
Yes,
it?
it is.
I can
Okay.
hear it.
Was it canceled out when someone talks?
I don't know, I can only hit one side of my.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they are.
And I think I was in the middle. Sergeant went down, and you clean clocked my right front, and then when you clean clocked my right front, I did not know this, but I lost that brake. Okay, and I slammed into and put him in and pretty much gave what's his name a shower. I came up to you to talk to you, and you totally ignored me.
Was that my 90 car?
No, that was the 51.
Oh, was it?
And I was like, this guy's a complete. And then,
You can say it. My wife and kids might be
we're-
watching,
And
but
then-
they know
no.
I'm a dick.
but today, you
You gotta remember,
back then
back then,
was different.
I was just getting into this stuff,
Right.
and I was trying to make a name for
Yeah, by
myself.
the end
I
of
was
this year,
in
you're
good
gonna hit
equipment.
me instead. It's gonna be awesome.
If you know my track record, well, I can't do it anymore, but I had to pretty much sign a gag order not to fight anybody. So,
Yeah, him being
No,
the president
yeah, I
last
don't wanna
year, I actually sent him home from Star Speedway and suspended him for a race last year.
well, we had to have a board meeting, and that's when Chris Kingsley threw me under the bus and says, "You need to sit out for a race." I says, "Okay, I will." So,
Yep.
but we weren't going for points then. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting back to what we were talking about earlier too. We're a big racing community and family. But what I'm trying to get to with Jay is back then it was a different series, different this, different that. We curated this series. He didn't have to join. He joined our series. He's been a great asset to the series ever
He's got
since.
some really good
And
people racing.
and we became really
Yeah.
good friends.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
You know,
to
they
get-
always say the assholes are drawn to the other assholes, so maybe that's why you and I get along so well.
I mean, I'm gonna fit in just fine.
Yeah, right?
So, I mean,
No wonder I'm having so much fun.
well, we gotta watch when we get some new guys here.
Chris.
Chris, We get rid of one Chris, we get another Chris. So no,
Yeah,
we
but one
we
can drive, one can't. Oh, wait, I did.
wow.
Well, that's yet to be seen.
Well, no, getting back to seeing stuff and crashing into stuff. We don't want to scare these guys away.
They haven't done it yet. You guys all tried for sure.
I actually 2001. I got right reared at Londonderry and went into the wall head on.
Yeah. I think I've heard that.
You know how many times I've had to fix my wall at Londonderry
30
because of him?
30 G's into that wall. And then we went to it wasn't 30 G's, it was some stupid number. But I bruised my ribs, I had a concussion, and then right after that,
Hang on to those handles, Sprinkle Tits.
after that, he had tickets to go to the demo derbies at the damn fair, so
Yep.
I'm there with a concussion, not knowing where I'm at. My wife's trying to get me out of the track because I'm ready to beat the crap out of somebody, and Ryan, and I'm like, all right, whatever, let's go. I still don't remember that demolition derby race, but
That's funny.
But yeah, we'll definitely be ready for Monadnock. 'Cause that's one track I want to get definitely, and hopefully we can hang with him.
So, Hayden, is Robin going to be ready for Monadnock?
I don't know if she's running the car anymore.
Who's going to run
I think it's just going to be my backup. She laid in the car and she was like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
it?
you mean laid in
Because she's laying
She went in the
down.
car.
right? Do what I do.
Well, she's a lot shorter than us, too. So.
No, do what I do with my seat.
She don't
Take
like
the
it.
shoulder and just bring it up that way so your head's.
Yeah.
She won't. It's too small of a space. She's claustrophobic.
Yeah.
I don't even know how she was
Yeah.
in a race car to begin with.
You can't
Yeah,
have
for many years, too.
You can't have somebody that's claustrophobic in the car because
Right.
they freak out. But then again, I mean, if she wants to do
They
it,
are
I
tiny
would.
little cars.
I don't know. She was pretty good when she was in a car. I don't think she would freak out. I just think she doesn't want to be uncomfortable anymore.
Right.
And she didn't care back then. She's
Right.
definitely a good driver.
Oh, yeah, she is. So.
Yeah, and I've seen. Chris has shown me old pictures and stuff of them racing. Yep. It's a big lot. How many generations is it? Do you guys have in racing?
My grandfather's dad, and that's it.
Well, your dad raced.
4 generations.
I mean, not your. I'm sorry.
My
I'm sorry.
uncle,
I'm sorry.
my
I'm sorry.
grandpa, then
Your
my
uncle.
grandpa's
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of. Yeah. You're the fourth, fifth,
4th
fourth,
generation.
Well,
fourth
actually,
generation racer.
Yeah, my grandpa's dad started late. Kenny's dad is what got my grandpa's dad into racing.
Okay. So yeah, you got a long So
It's been
Well, we all do, or we wouldn't be
I
here.
mean,
Right.
I'm sorry,
well, my
but
dad never raced. He just went to the
Oh,
Richard
really?
Petty. Yep.
I'm sorry,
my
but
dad just went to the
I
Richard Petty driving experience and broke the track speed record at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So that's all he ever did.
as of right now, I think Hayden's a better racer than Chris because he won in the mini cup and Chris couldn't. So
I
right
think
back
there's-
at you, Chris.
I think there's a big weight difference right there too.
He's gonna call.
We
It's
scaled the
He's
same.
calling.
Have you
We
driven
scaled the
any other
same.
series or anything like that, or are these?
I did the
Oh, I guess-
Halloween Howler last year in the foursome.
Hey, Mr. Kingsley,
Oh yeah. What'd you think of that?
It was pretty fun.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. See, the answer to generation, I am the third, Hayden the fourth.
Okay.
There we go.
Generation. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're on the podcast with us. So
Yeah, and Chris, you, you couldn't win in the mini cup, and your nephew did. So
Hey, listen, I was just too big for the little thing.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Jay.
Yeah.
Big weight difference.
yeah,
Hey,
that's
we
right.
Well, I
scaled
had
the
no
same weight.
I had no weight in my car. I could just get in it and go.
Good boy, good boy.
That's true. Yeah.
And
So
how
my
tall are
weight was in
you?
the center.
You're
Oh.
what? 6'2"?
6'1".
6'1".
Oh, see,
6'1", and
anybody
you're
can
what?
get in a mini cup.
275?
Yep.
Yeah, 275.
Yeah, yeah.
And my 28 car, that's a car he drove.
Oh yeah.
Is it still yellow inside?
The chassis, yeah. It matches the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, I was gonna say keep the yellow because just keep the yellow.
So Hayden, you must
Rookie
like
stripe.
the mini cups though. 'Cause
Yeah, rookie stripe.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
You obviously
Right.
put a lot into it. That's a super
Thank you,
fast
Chris.
stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this past weekend was a pretty solid
put-
weekend for all.
Yeah, it was a good night of racing.
76 hours.
I had fun for the most of the time.
So hopefully we'll have like 25, 22 cars up in Monadnock. It'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make it?
We'll see.
Cool.
Can you trailer my car? Because my truck is actually all apart right now.
I would trailer it, but I'm gonna have the golf cart because my old ass ain't running anymore.
Well, we need a pace car too, so you have to bring that little 603 Mini Cup Series car out front up there so that we can run a pace car.
I know,
Not
right?
be doing hot laps for.
My little Subaru.
Oh, it was his first time on the track, and
Yeah.
he got
We
started
have a lot
pole.
of rookies.
He got
Who
put
else
pole.
is pulling #1 this year?
Right?
Well, I think if it's your first time on the track, you should start in the back. Either way, what you pull.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe not a bad, or at least not front row.
Right.
Maybe you just have to drop back one row, but somebody who's.
But the only way you're gonna learn is where you start in your position.
Right.
That's the only way you're gonna learn.
well, can I interrupt here for a second? Someone said hot laps. Ask Hayden about the hot laps. His first hot laps ever. He's blowing by. Go ahead. Tell the story.
You want to stay on the
Let's
home
go into
stretch?
the
Here we
greenhouse.
go.
Just like
You know, I got a little ahead of myself. I saw Romfrey and Kendall just, start going a little bit, and I didn't realize it was hot laps. I thought the checkered hit, so I just started passing people, and yeah, that's pretty much it. They all laughed at me when I got into the pits.
I was like, what are you doing?
It happens. I could totally, because I was at the back on Saturday. I
He
could
checked
watch
out.
what
He
was
checked out. We're
unfolding
like,
in front
what
of
the
us.
fuck is he doing?
Well, you're supposed when they release you, they're supposed to give you like 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then not all together because that's what screws everybody up. And then
Peter on Saturday. Yeah, you knew the 41 car started the race because don't you remember? He thought we were already running
I thought that was a
and was
warm-up.
like trying to swerve and make passes and stuff like back there. But
Who?
there's 8 cars.
I thought
The
that was a
41 car,
warm-up.
Whoever was driving. No, it wasn't a warm up. I'm telling you, that was the race.
Okay.
When
I'll fix
and
that.
his tire started smoking,
do you
and then he
remember?
pulled over.
Were you really racing? Because when I'm in the car, I'm all tunnel vision. I don't remember what happens every lap.
Well, that's the thing. There's only certain things.
Well,
that
I do.
remember.
I
But
can remember what
watching
happened. I just
somebody
saw
before
fucking
the
Hayden
green flag
get
started,
smaller and
like they're gonna
smaller and
pass cars.
smaller.
I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here?"
I'm
Yeah,
so
I'll definitely fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was-
drivers' meeting. There needs to be a good discussion. That's all.
Yeah, I'll talk about that next drivers meeting. So.
I got a question for Chris here. You said you come from the 6-shooters, right? How fast are those guys doing in first gear? I mean, you said you can't come out of gear, so.
From what I've seen on the videos from in car cam, probably like 67 miles.
So
75.
you'll be going a lot faster in these
Yeah.
if you arc the corners.
Yeah.
So you'll be
Yeah, you don't
You'll
lift
have
these
fun.
things at
No.
all.
you'll have fun, dude.
I've seen him run at Lee, and there was one time I saw him run at Lee, and it was a bad wreck.
That was with Sergeant. On
Yeah,
the
Sean
back stretch.
Sargent
front
and
stretch.
Front stretch? Oh, that was us.
one
That
of
was
the guys.
the French stretch. That was freaking you up at Lee was
No, I didn't get wrecked.
no, it was Buster and
When?
It was a couple years ago. Somebody made a hard left right into the infield wall.
Because when I raced it, we went green the whole time.
no.
Yeah, we've never had it.
Then it had to be Sean Derek's group.
Yeah, it was Sean Sargent and the guy that was driving
The
for
12
Kendall
car, that 12 car. I seen
was
it on
driving for Kendall.
coming out of turn
coming out
4.
of two,
and paint
coming out of
checked
two, and Sean spun down into the grass, and the guy just fucking cleaned him right out. I
Because
mean,
he's white knuckling. Did he? I mean, I've heard. I mean, I don't want to really say this, but I've heard guys breaking their necks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I
'cause
heard
the
the guy broke his back.
just because the seating positions are
I
not
thought that was
right.
on the back stretch.
It was coming out of
So
two.
you said something on the front stretch.
There was one a couple years ago. I think it was.
Yeah, it was
before
coming
you-
out of 4. It was
Yeah.
coming out of turn 4. This 12 car. I've seen it on. Was there
Oh, that
during the
was
day?
probably
it was a night,
October.
Night race.
I think it was. It
Yeah.
was like
Because I didn't make that
turning
race.
into. I think it was like during a heat race.
Yeah, it was dusk, and I
He came out
remember,
of
and
turn
he
4, and he just
pancaked
made
it.
a hard left. He hit it so hard in the front.
I mean, you
Stretch
will.
him out.
Because
Huh.
these cars are designed, developed not to be on concrete, like not to be on a concrete wall. However,
Well, ideally,
over-
no car is designed to be on a concrete wall.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, Well, you know what I'm saying. You
No,
know?
I get what
But it's just, over the years we've made it so, we do have a chance, of walking, okay, if I hit this wall, obviously fiberglass is gone.
Yeah.
That's why we have the outer,
Right.
the walls and stuff like that to help. You can put foam there, but you might want to tape up the foam, all of the foam, because
It
that
will
shit just
splinter
goes-
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
it splinters
Yeah,
everywhere.
the wall at Lee is not forgiving. My first year racing
Yeah.
a 6-shooter up there, I broke the tie rod, made a hard right turn, and I could literally see a friend of mine eating popcorn. He's like, "I think you guys are going to join us on the track."
Yeah, I had when I raced there. I don't know what you were in third, so you were ahead. I was 2 cars back. Kendall was in front of me, and I was behind Abby. I passed Abby. Kendall did. Make a long story short, I had 12 attempts to throw him in the grandstands, but that meeting that we had, that pre-race meeting, this is not the place to sit and play games.
Nope.
Run your race, and if you can pass him down the front stretch, the back stretch, go right ahead. And every time I tried getting out of the corner, I can get him, and then he would just, I'm like, it was just,
Yeah, that's where Kendall always gets everybody is, coming out of the corner.
yeah.
But we can get him going on straightaway, but the corners, he's got that thing just glued. That's where Kendall gets everybody's in the corners.
Well,
Not anymore.
Nope.
well, no, what I
No,
started
the new
doing,
car.
I started just taking the air off and side drafting, and then when I go into the corner,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna go to the back.
See, side drafting ain't no different in these cars than it is in NASCAR.
Right, and you will feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Well-
drafting.
Look at it this way. I mean, back when my buddies ran late models at White Mountain, everybody says, "Oh, aero's not a big thing. Aero's not a big thing." You guys are only doing 80, 90 miles an hour down the
Doesn't
straightaway.
matter.
Hold your fucking hand out the window going down the highway at 60 miles an hour like this. What's it do? Fucking pushes it back.
Yeah.
Right.
Turn your hand sideways. Guess what? Your hand doesn't move.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
arrow,
and that's true.
Arrow is arrow. It doesn't matter how fast you're going.
All right.
And that's true. And I honestly, I was telling Chris Kingsley this. I says, and Chris remembers it. I says we need to take a trailer, an open trailer, put a mini cup on it, get a fog machine, go down the highway at 80 miles an hour, just to see where the air is going. I know where the air goes in the windshield because the windshields cave in a
Right.
little bit. That's something that I'm working on fixing.
I
right
actually
now.
like what he did with his cars. He put 2 bars that going up the center of his windshield so the windshield doesn't cave in.
Until he scratches wherever he's looking,
Gonna
it
scratch the
scratches up.
windshield up.
Well, I know my 36
The bars
No.
are there anyway,
Yeah.
so you can't see through.
I know
it.
my
Doesn't matter.
36 car, he was turning the wheel and scratched the whole top of the windshield.
Well, what I was saying is, last year towards the end of the year, I was looking out of a 6-inch by 6-inch because that's the only clean spot. Everything else was scratched.
Oh yeah, you can tell
know.
how quick you're gonna go through windshields already one weekend. I feel
Well,
like
the
I
thing
mean,
I
is,
make
I mean,
4 a year.
just
Yeah.
move the steering wheel down a little bit. If you have to move your seat down. I mean, some of them come with a bar that goes from the side to side that the front of the seat's mounted on. Pull that fucking bar right out of there and drop that seat right on the floor pan and mount it right solid to those rails.
Yep.
And then you can
Um,
drop your steering wheel down
I got my seat
so it
nice.
doesn't hit the windshield and make sure it doesn't hit your belts. Because you don't want to be fucking
That-
get loose and turn that thing to the right and have it snap your seat belts loose, because then
Right.
you're going to get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I gotta have you look at the 36, see how we can drop the wheel down on that.
Is it set up like mine with a block?
No,
Because I have a block.
it's just a Heim joint and it's all the way down as far as it'll go.
See, mine didn't even have a Heim joint. Just had where Heim joint was. I think that whoever had it before you.
Bring it up the higher behind and tip it down.
I have to see how that.
Yeah.
And I I do have something legal on my car, which is that straight rod. I'm getting rid of that because what's gonna happen if that thing gets wrecked? Where's that friggin' rod gonna go in that steering wheel?
Right through your chest.
Right,
Yep.
no, right through my face, and it's not gonna put a good face value on me.
Oh, I don't know. It might
Ain't no
make it-
difference.
It might be an upgrade.
Hey.
Amy might
Hey.
like it. How you like me now, bitch?
So
I'll see you at Monadnock.
Yeah.
See how you do, pal.
You'll see the rear bumper.
No, I'll see you in the
I'll put
hole.
something on the back of your car if you're reading this. You're in the right position.
Hey, the only bumper of yours I'm gonna see is all over the racetrack because you say you don't race that good there.
No, Monadnock I'm good at. It's fucking Claremont.
Claremont,
I hate.
Yeah. Kendall hates Claremont too.
I don't
Claremont's
know,
a good
it's
track.
just- yeah,
Claremont's
of course
not.
you'd say that, you peckerhead. You won.
Isn't it weird when you hit that apex and you think it's an apex, but it's actually turn 2, and then the car just launches you into the backstretch?
So I need to come over to your house and pick up a rigid chassis if I could.
I only have one. I only have one in stock.
Stock. No, I want to take one so we can start working on the simulator for Loudon.
There's no floor pans. It's nothing.
So?
It's just
Oh,
a chassis.
Just a chassis. What about the ones that
My other two,
yeah, do those have floor pans? in
Yeah.
them? Yeah, I'll go get them. They're only right in Candia.
if you're gonna go get them, grab both of them, and
Yeah.
I'll come over and I'll grab the other one.
Yeah, so that way we can start making
Because
the,
that other one,
the simulator.
that second one, is under Townsend, and it's gonna be a rigid.
Okay.
I mean, it's not gonna be a rigid. It's gonna be a suspended next year.
Yeah, like I said, I want to start making the simulator for Loudon.
Okay.
So
A stimulator.
simulator. I had a great time and looking forward to Monadnock. Thank you, Peter, for all the. You're most certainly welcome, man. We got to get you over here and put the weight in the car so you don't get DQ'd again.
Yeah, Liam, it was fun racing with you, dude. It was
You're
a good day.
fast. You're fast, but you, on the starts and on the start of the race, you got to slow it down a little bit. But I'll talk to you more about that in person.
Well, that's another thing
He's gonna
too.
be
I mean,
quick,
yeah,
though.
he
He
was a
ain't
little
tell.
fast, but
Yeah,
you got to
He needs
also
to be in the
remember,
back, just to
Paul
get
said
used
it
to
sets the pace.
But
Right,
You know,
but he was going a little
he
bit
was
fast.
a little
so
fast.
once
gotta
he
slow
was,
down.
I mean,
once
Christ,
he was racing,
I was
though,
half
he was
throttle,
fast on
throttle
the
trying to
track.
catch
He was
Hayden
fine.
for
He
Christ's
was
I
That'd
was
be
sake.
trying to
good.
get him. I could just hear in
I
my
tried
All of a
to
radio
sudden,
them
all of a
saying
sudden, I
it.
see you
That was
hanging
me.
out the window.
That was me.
Well, I heard them
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
I heard
yeah.
them go. We're gonna
Yeah,
kick
yeah.
you off the track, and then you go. I'm coming.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, all right, here we go. But yeah, he told me after the race his radio wasn't working, so he just couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, you could tell he couldn't hear you because you were shouting at him to slow down.
Yeah.
And hey,
And the most embarrassing, I
I'm
mean,
not criticizing him for sure.
No. He
Yeah.
knows.
the
I
most
thought he did a
is
great
not
job.
and-
It was a scary weekend for a bunch of us.
Oh,
who
right.
had never
Well,
been
that's
in
the
a
thing.
race
I mean,
before,
Stuff
right?
opening.
You guys, if you got
Right.
any questions, just to ask
Yeah.
some of us older guys that have been doing it. You know,
Yep.
Yeah.
myself, Jason, Kendall. You know, we're all here to help.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I mean, we're not going to steer you the wrong way. We're going to make sure you're safe. Your car, we're going to make sure that you're set up so you can keep up with us. Don't ever hesitate to ask.
Exactly.
We're not out here to get you. Yes, we are competitors on the racetrack,
But we're all a big racing family.
but we are a unity of a racing family. That's we've a lot of guys have known each other for many years. I mean, yeah.
I mean, Christ, how many times I run back and forth, fucking helping people all day.
What?
Chris Kingsley, hey, when Rompery and Faulkner touched like they did at LST, Faulkner can't blame me anymore.
What?
When you guys were up at LST? Oh, no, that was me.
Oh no! That's when I took. Oh yeah, that I forgot about that one.
Don't bring it up.
Oh, I am gonna bring it up.
You bring it up, you're going for a ride at fucking Monadnock.
He brought it up.
Oh, no. When
That was an accident.
No, I don't.
when
You know that.
When you were on the inside, Buster was on the
Green
outside,
flag
and you two
drops.
got together
I'm pushing.
and started coming
Where
down a
did
little bit.
push
I
into?
dove below you
tires
guys.
not-
and I
Well,
got
the
caught
fucking
in the
problem
moment.
with
Right
that
into
one
him.
is we were
Not
hooked
even a
together.
lot
The
of
fucking bumpers were hot.
Right, so I tried getting by you guys, and it didn't happen. I almost wound up on my lid. And that's the day that you guys had.
No. We're talking about two different. That
Well, no, I was just talking to him about the time that him and Buster got together. I went to go buy him, and I got clipped.
but that Buster's his best friend on the track. You know that.
Yeah, not that year he wasn't.
Oh, because they were going for what were they going for? They were going for something.
I was running
Going
for
for
a
the win.
championship.
Oh, yeah.
And who got the championship that year? You know.
Sean Sargent, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
'Cause that's why I fucking bowled my way through the last race of the season at Londonderry.
Well,
I had to
wasn't it?
start
Didn't you
in the
blow
back.
up? Didn't you blow a motor or suck a valve?
I blew two of them
I
up
blew too.
in 2 weeks. I went from leading the points to being fourth, and I had to make up 10 points. And I said, I'm going to do it right here in the fucking first lap. That was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I remember the first time I got in the 27 car at Londonderry was my car. I started way behind you guys. I was running a little illegal, but I won the race from dead last.
Yeah. Well, you just said it. Illegal.
I was.
Hey, do you want to bring up one thing with the one of my? You can tell the story.
What?
With the 90 car.
Oh, the fire?
Yeah.
So, I bought 2 rigid cars. And they were from... Who did I buy them from?
Skeeter.
No.
No.
The
Who did I buy them from, Jacob?
what's his name?
I remember...
They're from New Hampshire Demolition.
Yeah. What's his name? I can't remember
His name's on the top of my.
Anyway, I bought 2 rigid cars, and we got them all put together and everything else. I put Jay...
12 hours it
Yeah.
took. We gathered up guys. I mean, when I showed up at the track, the car wasn't even really built. Seat
Yeah.
wasn't in, nothing.
So, about 12 hours, Jay and I got the car ready to go. It's a number 90. And, your cousin was flagging that day. And Jay was fast in that little 90 car. He got
In a rigid.
started in the back in a rigid. He got up, I think, to the top 4. Then comes out of turn 2, spins, clips the tire wall, and goes up in the flames. I was like, oh, shit. That was a big, huge flame ball. Like, well, he got out of it all right. Everything was fine.
No, I couldn't. No, you guys. I got
We got you. You were fine. You got out.
out, but I was on the front. Like, what the hell happened? And then there goes your sister. Here comes Amy. Oh my god! And that's the last time she's been to a race, because every time when she goes to a race, something bad happens.
Right.
So she stopped going to the races, and I'm like, hey, when you come to Claremont? Oh no, I gotta do this. Blah blah blah. Okay, I get there, place second.
All right.
And I placed third at Hudson a few times
Yep.
over the years and stuff like that.
Chris had a good one too up at LST in Maine. The rain. Everybody went into turn 1 and piled up because they wouldn't stop the race. 6 of my cars got wrecked that day. I was pissed.
And remember,
I pulled everybody off
Yep.
the track.
well, you and I screamed at.
Yeah, and we haven't been back since.
No, we will never go back to that track. So they don't run a.
So
We had that issue at a track that I don't want to name, but about 5-6 cars in my division got wrecked because it was raining on turn 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Get down to turn 4, it's nothing, and then all of a sudden we went into turn 1 and 2, and here we go.
that stinks. But yeah, these cars.
Is it in New Hampshire? This track?
Well, considering I've only been at 3 tracks, and it's not
It's.
the small
You
one,
can
and
name
it's not
it
the
too,
one
it's
that.
not.
I think I know what track you're talking about, but I'm not
It
gonna.
may or may not be the one that's running this weekend
Okay.
on Sunday.
I was gonna say there's no track really. There's no really track big enough except for
That
New
doesn't
Hampshire Motor
surprise me
Speedway.
because when my father raced down there, they ran back in the mid '90s. He ran a late model. Of course, back then it would be a street stock. It wouldn't even be a street stock now. Now it would be a hobby stock.
Yeah.
And it was raining and drizzling, and they're like, "You guys are the last fucking show of the night. We're getting it in." Well, they did.
And that's the thing with the
And,
six-shooters and
yeah,
rear
of
stocks.
course.
They use street tires,
Yeah.
so they just use those to dry the track anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I remember back in the day that when Bob Weber, it was started to rain, he would throw it out there. Anybody want to do a quick slick 50?
Yeah.
And
Oh.
run in the rain and do a slick at 50.
Well, nowadays, Claremont Karting, they couldn't get the damn track dry. So you know what they did? They sent the mini cups out because they're so damn low to the ground. The
And
exhaust,
the exhaust
points,
points
is,
right to
yeah,
the ground.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll be
How was
running that.
how was that grass when you spun out? When you got spun, was it like?
Moist.
No, it wasn't. It was it like a pond or?
I don't really remember, to be honest. I don't really remember.
And then you got it flat.
Yep.
And I allowed you to get back in.
I broke-
How many years have you been driving the mini cups?
Last year was
No,
my
this is
first
your-
full
I was gonna
season.
say,
Your
this
first
is
full
your
season.
second year, isn't
But
it?
before that, I ran like 4 races in one of Peter's cars. I ran like 4
I'm the
races
one
in
that
one
I'm
of Peter's
basically the one that
cars.
got him
Oh, at
interested in it.
Riverside.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the first time he got
So
in
you
one of my
really
cars
had
up the
to
road, and he
follow.
was fast.
He was
Yeah,
fast.
I was thinking I was gonna pass my uncle. It was a shot in the dark, but it did not
Oh,
happen.
you were fifth then. I was up in third with Sean and Kendall.
Until you
'Cause-
blew up.
Something that car had a pep in its step that
Yeah.
year, and we were just fast. And all of a sudden, I could smell the smoke, and my tattler's going off.
When I put him in
I'm
the
going.
88,
Just let it go.
when I put him in the 88, I thought, he's gonna go out get some seat time. I didn't expect him to be as fast as he was.
And he comes.
Shocked the shit out of me.
Young, and fucking full of piss and vinegar.
Well, yeah.
I remember being that age
Yeah,
once.
That's
Yeah.
true. Not scared of anything.
Yeah.
And I've learned.
Now I'm like, if I do that and that happens, I'm gonna get hurt and I'm gonna be sore for fucking 2
See, you
weeks.
You're
sound
gonna
like,
be
that's
out of
like what
work.
my
Like to paint my
grandfather
house.
tells me.
Yeah, you do gotta like
And-
watch out for you.
And
Yeah.
I don't think my wife will
Livelihood,
take
too,
care of me.
so.
Like,
There
you
is
know.
there is a precious balance out there on
Well,
the racetrack.
We do have nicknames for mini cups. They're called the murder cups.
Right.
That's Ben Bazowski's name. Nobody can take that.
yeah.
Ben
That,
Bazowski calls them murder cups.
This is why my
yeah.
wife can't watch the podcast because you guys say shit like this.
Well, it's just because they're just
Slow and they're small and fast.
they're
It's-
what
it's-
you say slow?
Honestly,
small.
honey,
Yours-
they scrub off speed fast. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
It's,
Or
no,
the time-
it's no
yeah.
different than driving a car on the street. It's got a
Right.
gas pedal, it's got a brake pedal,
Yeah.
and it's got a steering wheel and seat.
Yeah,
Whoa,
I was
whoa,
doing
whoa,
like
whoa, whoa.
105
The only difference
on
is
the
we
way
wear
back from
helmets and
Connecticut
suit,
today,
right?
So,
You
Jesus.
mean you don't wear a helmet in your personal car?
No, but I probably should.
Wait a minute. We have brakes. What are brakes? You're not supposed to be on the brakes.
That explains a lot.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I stepped on the fucking things the first time in the first practice, and I went, ew, boy, I better check these out.
Yeah, the first feature I ever ran in that 88 car, it had 0 brakes, none at all. Press them. Like, I remember a car slowed down in front of me under the yellow, and
I
I
think it
like,
was me.
almost
and
put
you,
myself in
and
the
you
wall.
passed me.
Yeah,
and I
because
was like,
gonna hit
what
you.
the heck?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it didn't have any brakes till he came in.
No brakes at all.
Yeah.
That's easy to believe.
That was my very first testing tune in my car.
We have.
Oh wait, turns out there's really not really any brakes. In
Well,
this
what
car.
you're rigid. What
Yeah.
you're rigid. You only have one brake. We have
Yeah.
3.
Right.
So it's yeah.
Yeah.
But you can
I'm a
actually
little
add.
jealous of your
Wait,
three
what?
brakes.
You can add those.
I got a sponsor with a big parking
You
lot,
can
so
add- you-
before we even go anywhere to race, I take it over to the
Yeah.
parking lot.
That-
I make
New Hampshire Bull
laps.
Bear.
That's
Yeah, I'm
what I
starting to
gotta
do
go
that.
get next, because now that we have cars on track, there's more need for some testing. And
Yeah.
running.
Are the other
I
cars
mean-
gonna be ready for Monadnock?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I'm pushing for it. We're trying. The 5 car will be in good shape,
Awesome.
and we'll probably have the body done on that. And I got all the Great American Fenestration labels for my car now, so that's going to be looking really good.
Perfect.
Cool.
Monadnock,
Nice.
so I'm
I know
excited about
Saturday
that
with
to
me,
finally
you were
get some
gonna work on my
logos
car.
on it and stuff.
I actually have a wrap here for it. I'll just make up the numbers and the name with my machine.
just don't have him put the wrap on it. He's Mr. Wrinkles.
Hey, you got more wrinkles in your face than my cars do.
I don't know.
I
That's a
thought that was
toss
going to go
up.
down a
Oh,
whole
that's a
different
toss-up.
road.
I
Hey,
think.
It looks
Wrong, Jason.
it looks good from the grandstand. That's all that matters.
I mean,
If it's moving, you can't see it.
go.
Exactly.
You want to hear something weird? Go to AMA Supercross race. Walk through the pits, and all their pre-printed background decals, they're just thrown on there because there's wrinkles and stuff because they change they change everything every week or month.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
just for
crazy.
that one show, you know.
Well, I mean, that's
but
like NASCAR. We've been really close to.
I've never no.
Some of the wrap. I mean, yeah,
Really?
when they
Not
when
as
they
pretty
wreck the
as you
car.
think,
Well, now
yeah.
that they're only bringing one car to the track, they're not even
Yeah.
bringing.
Well,
backup.
They're bringing one complete car. They're bringing a chassis. So now
Well, they have-
whatever's
now they
not
have a box, yeah. but
Right.
now
Yeah,
all the
whatever-
stickers now,
whatever's-
it's like-
whatever's not wrecked on the original car goes on
Yeah,
the new
exactly.
chassis.
I haven't been to a cup race since the year before my dad died. Was the no two.
Well, you're gonna have to change that because we are setting up at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway this year for race week.
Well, you let me know, and I will make sure that I'm not inside the track.
Perfect. On that
Can you
note,
get
Am I getting tickets to that?
I used to work
I'm
for NASCAR.
trying to get
so
tickets.
Oh really?
I used to drive a tour bus for JJ Haley.
I'm sorry.
Nice.
All right. So on that
Chris?
note,
Chris?
Yeah.
Not JJ Ely. Chris?
Yeah.
on
his
that
name's
note,
Chris.
we are out of time for this week. Thank you guys for everybody coming on.
Welcome.
Our next race is at Monadnock Speedway on May 17th. You guys want to see some good racing? Go to Lee USA Speedway this Sunday, and then on Monadnock on May 17th. We will be there with probably 20 or plus cars.
Those are some hazards, probably.
Hey,
It's
Hayden,
exciting having
I'd
some
be
more
fucking
rigid
reading
cars
up on the
track.
road book
Bring 'em out,
because all the
boys.
new cars got to start behind you, so you don't have to start dead last.
So I want to thank you all for coming, and till next week, we will see you all at Lee USA Speedway.